time when, that time in college when uh, I got drunk. I drunk on campus for the first time. So um, my freshman year, I was a commuter student. I had a couple friends who lived on campus. So throughout the whole year, they were trying to like get me to come up on campus and drink and party, and I just didn't drink. Like I grew up in an environment that for my like first shot 5 years of life, we went to recovery. So I had this just this rhetoric stored in my head about like just say no to drugs. Now I had experimented in my like earlier teens when I was like in middle school. Like I had tried smoking weed. I had like like I had sipped alcohol. I had drunk before, so I wasn't like fully abstained, but I was just I had tried it and I didn't like it. So I just was like, all right, I don't drink, I don't smoke. And I started playing basketball in high school. So especially in high school, I would consider myself an athlete. So by the time I got to college, I didn't drink or smoke. So my whole freshman year of college, my friends, they were like trying to get me to drink and stuff like that on campus, and I just never did. Like I was like, no man, like I don't drink. So um, second semester, it's the last week of the finals. They like, yo man, let's get together, let's have a party, we gonna drink. And I'm like, all right, it's the last week of the semester. This probably might be the last time I see y'all till like before summer. So yeah, let's go. I'll drink with y'all. I'll party, right? So we have a party in my who room was we in? I can't remember whose room was we in right now. But we one of my friends. I was gonna say Flash, but I don't know if it was Flash room. It might have been Flash room, but we had a party on campus. We had bought some liquor, and it's like, at the time I'm thinking it's heavyweight stuff, but we was just drinking like some, what was that, like the Bacardi Hurricane, like the little pre-made drinks, and it was like a couple like beers and liquor and stuff like that there, but I mainly was just drinking like the Bacardi Hurricane, like the little softer stuff, because I wasn't really a drinker. Like I think I had maybe took a shot, but it was my first time ever drinking on campus. So subsequently, it was a couple other people first time drinking on campus. And we had the music on and it was kind of loud. So the RAs came. So, I don't live on campus. I don't know nothing about RAs. So when they come at that like exact time, I and then my friend Flash, we were going to the bathroom. So we were coming out the room when the RAs were coming down the hallway. Now, the RAs come, like we standing, the bathroom happened to be right across from his dorm room, or from whoever dorm room. I can't remember who dorm room it was. It might have been one of the girls, but the boys' bathroom was right across, and so we saw them. So we like, oh shit, don't go out yet. So we standing in the door and we listening, and so we like, all right, we cool as long as they play it cool. So we can see basically, like we peeking out, and we see like the girl, fucking Melinda. Melinda was like, this goody two-shoe girl. Shout out to her. But she was like, it was her first time drinking, so she like opened the door. No, that was Mimi. Mimi just opened the door, just was like, hey guys, like, and they could just see the liquor, the beer, everything. So they had to write everybody up. So we was in the bathroom hiding out or whatever, and then they had seen us go in the bathroom, so they assumed we was in there too. So they basically was waiting for us to come out. So we come out, they write us up, and then even as a commuter, like you had to have your ID, you had to have something to sign in. So because I went to the school, there was like consequences. They was, all right, well y'all got drinking on campus. There has to be some type of infraction. So that's a type of infraction. So there's a type of punishments for that. So they sent us to a drinking program, basically like counseling for drinking. You had to take like 3 classes on drinking, on why you shouldn't drink or whatever. So at the time, I wasn't an alcoholic. Like I'm like, okay, I'll take the classes, because I think it was like another option, like where you had to pay a fine. I think you had to pay like $100 fine, and I was broke. And they was like, oh, you gotta take the 3 classes. So I was like, all right, I'll take the 3 classes. And I took the 3 classes, and I was like, I'm not an alcoholic. And it's so crazy to sit here and think about that, because I took this class in college, my freshman year, before I become an alcoholic. And in some cases, I wound up in freaking in rehab for drinking and smoking after college. And I wasn't alcoholic. So I remember taking the classes and, you know, going through the whole rhetoric. And from that, the counselor who did my counseling for the drinking program after the 3, he recommended that I get counseling. So, you know, in the 3 counseling meetings that we had, I had, you know, divulged and shared with him that, you know, I come from an alcoholic family. Just some of the things that could have been deemed traumatic. Like I was talking about, you know, my life growing up in terms of like seeing like certain people, seeing certain things in terms of the life in the hood. So I seen people get killed. I seen people overdose. I seen people, you know, lose their lives to like alcohol and like, you know, go from being successful to like, you know, in the hood you see everything. You see a lot, and so a lot of it, like, it can be deemed traumatic. Shit, it is. And so he recommended I go and get counseling from that. And I did, and I went and did that for maybe like a week or so. And that was probably, I shared this story. So the purpose of this story is to share that time in college when I got caught on drinking. And I shared the story because from the experience, that was my first experience getting counseling. And it probably was my best semester that I had in like this. So I had the counseling, the one-on-one counseling outside from the drinking in my sophomore year, first semester. And that went on throughout probably my whole sophomore year. My sophomore year, when I was still young and still trying to adjust to the college life, that was probably my most productive time in college because I was dealing with issues in a way in which I wasn't privy to. So you don't know what you don't know until you learn that you don't know it. And a lot of what like that counseling sessions and stuff like that, they exposed to me that it was something wrong. Like it wasn't common for me to, you know, have seen some of the things that I had seen. It probably wasn't good for me to experience some of the things I experienced. And so that perspective, it was the first time that it opened up to me, like, you know, the reality of it. Like I didn't realize how poor I was till I got to college. I didn't realize how damaged I was till I got to college. I didn't realize a lot about myself in terms of just in the greater aspect of the world, in terms of what I didn't know, what I hadn't seen. Like I thought I was pretty well-rounded. I thought I was, you know, smart and understood things. And I think it was kind of discouraging in one breath, but it also was like, it was eye-opening. And I took it with the perspective of saying, okay, well, damn, like, you know, but I'm up here though. So like I'm in college, so I gotta be some type of different. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not just like everybody else from where I'm from, but you know, I'm a little bit different. I'm not like the people from up here either. And it was just a powerful experience. So like that time from drinking, it probably like getting caught and actually getting in trouble for it. Like not the, you know, I probably wish I would have gotten caught later when I actually started drinking and, you know, started partying. But from that perspective, of just, yeah, that experience of getting caught drinking probably changed my whole perspective on college. Because after the counseling, that's when I started trying to adjust. So my whole freshman year, I wasn't trying to adjust. I'm like, man, no, I'm wearing Dickies, I'm wearing like hoodies, and like I'm hood. Like I'm still hanging on to that hood perspective. Even throughout my whole freshman year, it was that summer. I came home. I'm home for a whole summer. Niggas getting shot, shootouts. You know what I'm saying? Like fights, like all types of hood shit. And then going back to school and having the counseling, it all played into the scenario of like, I really don't want to be hood. And so that was the experience. And a lot of times that counseling is stopped. So like the overall story of it is that the counseling is stopped. You know, it wasn't mandatory. And the lady, she had fulfilled her duty. Like, you know, they got to see a certain amount of clients. Like I understood that even before, you know, I understood business. So I understood that she had to see a certain amount of clients for a certain amount of sessions. And then if you don't have any like further recommendations, then it's just over. I probably should have had like mandatory counseling, mandatory to as a first generation student. I probably should have had mandatory counseling, mandatory tutoring. Like these things should have been enforced so that I could have been put in a position, because there was so many things that I was dealing with and I was going to continue to deal with. So after the counseling stopped, of course, my best friend got killed. So that's another story. So today, that's 2 stories. I'm going to post both of them. They're like 10 minutes long. But yeah, man, that time in college, I think that's going to be the new blog. Check me out on Instagram and on Facebook at Giovanni the Speaker. And yeah, man, the world's #1 first generation college speaker, man. I'm here for them. I'm here for y'all, man. Like, I want y'all to absorb these stories. So if you are, the point of this story, if you are dealing with anything, get counseling. If you're a first generation student, get some counseling, get some help, and stick with it. Let it, don't just do it for a semester or 2. Do it and get the most out of it. Like, usually it comes free with your tuition. You paying for it. Actually, it's a service that you're actually paying for. So you should really enjoy it. But that's it, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all a little bit later. I'll probably record another one.